Hi everybody and welcome. Priscilla and I are still on the beautiful island of Guernsey and we're taking a walk along these lovely cliff paths, and I thought I'd like to show you just how beautiful they are. You know, we arrived in Guernsey just after Liberation Day, which is the day that celebrated 80 years since the Allied forces set the Nazis free, set the Guernsey people free from the Nazis. This is a story this morning I want to tell you, which is about how Jesus brings liberation. John chapter 5. Jesus returned to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holidays. Inside the city near the sheep gate was the pool of Bethesda with five covered porches. Crowds of sick people, blind, lame or paralyzed, lay on the porches, and one of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. When Jesus saw him and knew that he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" "I can't, sir," the sick man said, "for I have no one to put me into the pool. When the water bubbles up, someone else always gets ahead of me." Jesus told him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." And instantly the man was healed. He rolled up his sleeping mat and began walking, but this miracle happened on the Sabbath day. Well, it's interesting that John often uses symbols in the stories that he tells. He says there were 5 colonnades, and those 5 colonnades indicate the 5 books of the law of the Old Testament. He also said the man had been ill for 38 years, which is an indication of how Israel was also in captivity for 38 years in the wilderness before they could enter the promised land. But Jesus brings out of that legal system a new kind of liberation. And we see he asks this man, first of all, do you want to get well? And Jesus asks you and me the same question. Do you want to be better? Do you want to be the person that you were created to be? And this man says, I can't, because every time I want to get into the pool, somebody gets in there ahead of me. And we too can say, no, Lord, I can't do this. But when we share with Jesus our weakness, he speaks a word as he spoke to this man. He says to the man, get up, take your mat and walk. At that point, the man was cured. But before it could actually be fulfilled, he had to get up. And it's the same with us. When we put our faith in Jesus, he might say you are forgiven, you're healed, you're made whole again. But we need to take the action of getting up and getting back into life and acting. And Jesus wants to set us free from all sorts of things. He wants to set us free from guilt when we do wrong. He wants to set us free from purposelessness and we think there's no more point to our lives. He wants to set us free from weariness. He wants to set us free from sorrow. But when he speaks the word, I love you, I comfort you, I forgive you, I strengthen you, it's also our responsibility to get up and to walk and to get back into life. And it's interesting, when this man got up and walked, there were Jewish leaders there who said, this is the Sabbath, this can't happen. But Jesus has brought a new kind of freedom and a new liberation, and he wants us to enjoy to the full the abundant life that he gives to us. May God bless you as you go into this week that lies ahead. Bye for now.